BJP, MR Venkatesh, chartered accountant, leans towards the BJP on several issues. Sorry for the delay. Brajesh Kalappa is back. Raghav Chadda is back. My first question is to Janara and Vyas. Just some issues of propriety, decency, accountability, civility. Propriety, decency, accountability and civility, Gadkari should resign. Gadkari should just resign, now that all this has been revealed. But he's not resigning. He's brazening it out.
I'll try to answer both the questions to the best of my ability. I was listening to Prashant Bhushan, who punctuated and articulated his entire logic based upon a lot of ifs and buts. If this has happened, then this is like this. He has no conclusive evidence to prove that yes, there is a mens rea and the person has done wrong. The absolute ifs and buts. If he would have dealt with this case, if he is going to do this, now Arnab, coming to propriety, he is arguing a litigation before the apex court of the country. Why is he so impatient that instead of putting his arguments and all the wisdom that he has got before the honorable apex court of the country, why is he trying to cultivate the public opinion through wrong means?
I thought your allegations that questions are being planted in Parliament by a corporate house. No, first of all, my question is, so there is no apology anyone's getting tonight. Nitin Gadkari, I want to repeat once again what he did. Nitin Gadkari goes to Europe. A chopper from the Essar Group picks him up, takes him to a yacht. This, I don't know how many $100 million yacht that he gets into, and then he spends completely sponsored trip from the SRs, right? And then the private chopper comes back and puts him back. Nitin Gadkari has a great time. I want to ask you, Janara and Vyas, how much money did Nitin Gadkari spend? None. You ask him, why were you taking such favors? It's okay, it's between friends, well, what's your problem? No, I find it shameless. I find it utterly shameless. And he may.
I have two things. No, you may.
No, and I have the correspondent says Mr. Gadkari is in Europe. 1 second. The correspondence, an email in a series of correspondence reads, Mr. Gadkari is in Europe and would like to spend 2-3 days on board Sunrays, which is the name of this yacht. So he says, Gadkari goes to Essar and says, listen, I want to spend time in your yacht. What is this? Raghav? Rajesh,
I only wish you just did a story on VIP culture.
Reenacting the situation.
I really hope that each one of us has a rich neighbor like Mr. Ruya to help us, to transport us from place X to place Y, and then take us on a yacht, and then have 3 days, for ourselves on the extremely luxurious yacht, and then come back by shopper. I wish everybody had these rich neighbors.
If a Congress leader had done this, maybe Mr. Narendra Modi, before he became Prime Minister, would have asked for the Congress leader's resignation. Today, he shares space in the cabinet with a man called Nitin Gadkari, who openly accepts. And you're saying, Janara and Vyas, where's the proof? I mean, MR Venkatesh, the proof is there. Nitin Gadkari has accepted. There is no doubt he has accepted. Yes, I did go there in a yacht. And the yacht was paid for by the Essar Group. The same company, conflict of interest, the same company today is facing serious charges of corporate espionage. Nitin Gadkari is a member of the Union Cabinet holding an economic ministry on several economic bodies of this government. He is in a position to influence economic decisions affecting the Essar Group, which is anyway a scam-tainted group. Right? So on that basis alone, MR Venkatesh, his position becomes extremely shaky. Shouldn't Modi ask Gadkari to go?
No, I agree with you, Arnab, on this particular point that Mr. Prime Minister must definitely call for an explanation from Mr. Gadkari. But my point is something larger. Today is 27th of February 2015. Now, forget Gadkari for a moment. I'm not holding any brief for anybody. 27th of February 2015, you take the entire top 500 corporates in this country and ask them where are their aircrafts and who are flown in these aircrafts today. You will find that some of the biggest politicians are using these aircrafts. The yachts are being used by these politicians. You are talking about VIP culture. The point is there is a complete. If
somebody is flown and paid for it, what is the difficulty, Mr. Venkatesh?
Let Mr. Venkatesh comment.
I'm not only on payment. See, I'm not only on payment. I'm telling you that there are people who offer these jolly rides for certain other reasons.
What is the quid pro quo?
Exactly. Now, where is the quid pro quo on Gadkari also? Where is the quid pro quo proved on Gadkari? So wait. So this is not a question of law. This is a question of propriety. This is a question. This is a question of something far serious.
No, one minute.
Don't.
One second. By the way.
Don't go into
Here is also what we need to say about Mr. Gadkari is that Mr. Gadkari is a serial offender. We had proof sometime back on this channel after Gadkari became a minister. There was proof that Gadkari is interfering in the arbitration proceedings of several companies which National Highway Authority of India deals with. He wants all the arbitration closed, causing a loss of hundreds of crores of rupees to the National Exchequer. This is the second time that Nitin Gadkari is in serious trouble.
And who doesn't know about the Purti group of companies where every Tom, Dick and Harry was made the director? Everybody knows that matter is pending before the Bombay High Court.
Do you know Mr. Venkatesh? Do you know Mr. Venkatesh? That Mr. Gadkari sits on a budget of 1 lakh crore. 1 lakh crore, that's the budget of the Surface Transport Minister.
Now let me break it down in simple terms for you, Mr. Venkatesh. You see, there is a disease and I think
there is a corporate group which is involved in the same sector, and Mr. Gadkari sits on this huge pile of money, and you expect people to believe that he is going to be flown for free?
That's true. That's
now,
true.
Now, Mr. Venkatesh, you see, there is a big disease.
I can understand that if you say that Mr. Gadkari was given a cycle ride 10 years back, he is going to influence the decision now.
It
is not as simple as
you are entitled to it. I am on a larger issue. The morality. The question is of morality. Is
the larger issue?
Gadkari broken the propriety issue?
One second. The larger issue. The larger issue.
Have any evidence?
No. One second. Mr. Venkatesh. Mr. Venkatesh, let me explain. No, Mr. Venkatesh.
Unfortunately, you don't need any evidence. The fact that he doesn't deny. Is
you don't require any evidence.
Must resign.
So tomorrow, for all that you know, Rahul Gandhi is flying with somebody today. You do not know what is he doing. Where is he also? You
make some
know.
allegation at least. Make some allegation that touches Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
No. You can make any allegation.
Mr. Gadkari, who's not even denying. He's not even denying that he has travelled. He shamelessly says, yes, I have travelled.
So what?
But I couldn't swim, therefore I travelled.
So what I'm saying, if he is handling any file, if he is handling any file of the SRs and misleading it or using it or misusing it, then you have a right, definitely yes. But you cannot say simply that he travelled in a chopper 3 years back.
No,
when he was not even a minister.
Just 1 minute. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. One minute. Mr. Venkatesh, 1 minute. Mr. Venkatesh, I want to put out very logical facts for you. First, Gadkari goes to Essar Group and says, I want to spend time in your yacht. So he's seeking a favor. Point number one. Secondly, he's on a private trip, yes, but he's accepting accommodation, travel, transport, hospitality, food, God knows what else from a corporate. See, he is doing so fully aware of the fact that this particular corporate is neck deep in the 2G scam allegations and hence is a scam-ridden corporate.
And has business in the oil industry, the steel, the energy,
and he is knowing that fully well, 1 minute, that Essar Group has deep financial interests in the infrastructure business and he is today handling an infrastructure portfolio. Then, now you are saying, where is the monetary transaction? I am asking you, who paid for Gadkari's stay and travel by chopper to the yacht? Is that not a monetary benefit accrued in that case? You want to argue legally. By spending 2 nights in a private corporate's luxurious yacht, that is a favor. Ask anybody, Jainara and Vyas, that is a favor done by an industrial giant towards a person who is by profession, irrespective of how close he is to the particular company, that person is a politician.
Then what
straightforward,
about
big favor. No, 1 second. No, 1 second. First of all, you're saying quid pro quo. Let me demolish the quid pro quo argument. Let me demolish the quid pro quo argument. Let me demolish that. 1 second. Now you are saying, where's the quid pro quo?
I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying he's obliging him. The corporate is obliging him. There is no free lunch.
I am telling you, people.
The corporate is obliging him.
I am also telling you.
He is willing to be obliged.
Corporates are retaining senior lawyers. Corporates are hiring senior advocates just on record.
No, compare apples and apples, Mr. Venkatesh. We are a literate audience here. We are a literate panel here. Some of us are chartered accountants. Some of us are lawyers. Don't come with these absurd arguments. Please, what is this about?
No, this is not absurd. I am only making. What is that you are taking? Just because you have stated it is absurd, it doesn't become absurd, Mr. Kalapa.
Market does Mr. Gadkari have? Is he providing any
Intellectual service?
Why are you talking about Mr. Gadkari?
One
You
minute.
go and ask Mr. Gadkari in the parliament. I am not here to defend Mr. Gadkari. Please understand, I have a larger issue.
Okay,
Corruption is a larger issue.
let's take a proposition.
I want
that
a
it's an
larger
honest
issue.
Transaction. 1 second.
Yeah,
Let's
I
take a
want a larger
proposition that,
proposition.
1 second,
Do
Mr.
you
Venkatesh.
approve?
1 second. Let me ask you. Let's take a proposition. The honest transaction, between Mr. Gadkari, the professional, whatever professional, I don't know what he is, and Essar Group. I want to know which is the professional service which Mr. Gadkari was providing, for which the Essar Group treated him so lavishly. Now, did he put out a research report? Did he provide business consultancy? Did he provide legal services?
Or was he advising them on how to take care of their directors on the board?
What was he being paid for?
So some
There needs to be
gardener
an
could
honest
become a director
transaction.
in Ruya company.
And on a bottom line level, Jainarayanas, my question to you is, you know, when the BJP became popular, with a line which said, ना खाएंगे ना खाने देंगे. बिल्कुल. अभी मैं ये कहता हूं आपको, नहीं 1 मिनट, आप ये अभी इसको चेंज कीजिए. आप अभी कहिए ना खाएंगे ना खाने देंगे, मगर बीच बीच में फेवर लेने देंगे.
यॉट पे घूमने जाएंगे.
बीच में दूसरे के प्लेन, दूसरों के हेलीकॉप्टर और दूसरों के यॉट पे घूमने देंगे.
लग्जरी यॉट.
बीच में थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज करने देंगे. थोड़े कॉम्प्रोमाइज से क्या हो जाता है, लोग ज्यादा पूछेंगे तो लोगों को बोलेंगे चुप हो जाइए, ज्यादा पूछिए मत. अपेक्षा आपकी ज्यादा बढ़ गई है. आज गडकरी जी यॉट में गए, आपको तकलीफ क्या है?
You have cooked up
what?
Arnab, you have cooked
What have I
up
cooked
the
up?
curry so well. You are trying to
I'm not
relate
cooking curries, I'm
something that
reporting the
happened
story.
before
It's a
3
big
years. You
story
are saying he
reported
is
by the
dealing with the
Indian Express.
infrastructure. At that time, he
What?
was not dealing with the infrastructure.
I'll
He has
answer this.
adequately
I'll answer this.
explained. You know, you are trying to link what he is now and what he. If there is anything pertaining to Essar, he should recuse himself.
Just 1 minute. Okay,
I am
so
with
here's
you
my
on that.
argument. Here's my argument. Suppose somebody says that the Essar Group is making a financial investment in kind, spending money on an individual who they think can play an important position in the next government of India. So 8 or 9 months before the elections, the Essar Group spends a phenomenal amount of money, a big amount of money, a huge amount of money ingratiating a man who goes on to become a minister. I'm asking you, my question is, what do you think Essar Group thought Gadkari would become? Did Essar Group think that Gadkari is going to become a doctor? Did they think he is going to join the circus? Did they think he is going to be a lawyer? They knew he is going to remain a politician. So, Mr. Vyas, again, your argument doesn't hold.
He's been a minister before this.
He has
He was
been
in
a
a
minister.
position
Arnab,
to influence.
I am very clear, Arnab, and I have made it
His party
adequately clear.
members are on
Arnab,
joint
listen to
parliamentary
me.
committees, vetting
You know,
the
you are
allocating
running the case where you are a lawyer, you are a judge, and you are delivering the judgment also.
Members of parliament asking start, unstart question on the
Nearly
floor of the House.
120
See, the
MPs
fact-
reporting
Now,
to
just
Mr.
one second.
Gadkari.
I would say,
you must
I would
acknowledge
say,
today,
I would
Mr.
still
Vyas,
maintain
shocking
that
Mr.
if he has
Vyas,
done anything wrong, if there is
I'll
anything
explain this
that
to
he
you,
is
sir.
found
He has
involved in,
admitted and he has already
he
will
should be
explain you
dealt
the
with
legal
accordingly.
provision. I will
I am
even
not trying to
explain you the
defend him.
legal provision.
But when the fellow has said that there was no intention, he had simply
I will
taken a
explain
small
this to you.
detour.
Only
Now
if
we
you
are
let me
trying to
speak,
make
sir.
a mountain out of a mole.
Okay, I will explain this to you. You see, there is
Connecting
a bigger
all
disease
past
in
and
this
present
country,
things and
a
future
disease
events.
called as crony capitalism, of which corporate espionage, this dirty nexus, etc., corporate spying are just few subsets. There is a bigger disease called crony capitalism. Now, speaking of Mr. Gadkari, you see,
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Gadkari
Chadha, did they
was in a
explain how
position
did Mr.
to be in an
how did
office,
Mr.
to influence
Kejriwal
an
fly in the
office,
par-
or to
corporate jet?
directly or indirectly
How did Mr.
influence the person who's occupying
Mr.
that
Chadha,
office.
please explain in whose corporate jet
subject
Mr.
matter is
Kejriwal
of
flew?
business
Okay,
interest
I'm
to the
holding
Essar
on.
Group. That's one.
I'm holding on.
Number two, just 1 second.
No,
sir.
I'm holding up something. I think people need to know this. I'm holding up something. Now, this correspondence is in the public domain because it is very much there as part of the petition. Now, viewers need to know this. You will see a person called Sunil Bajaj sends an email to Captain M.Y. Sunrays.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, please look at this, sir, Mr. Vyas, look at this, please. Thanks a lot, Captain. Let's look at this. So people know how politicians in India behave. And Mr. Modi, you should now decide what you want to do with Mr. Gadkari. You have a choice. You may choose not to act, but then people will also judge that. Now, there are thanks a lot, Captain. Guests are very important people as discussed. Mr. Vyas, are you listening? Guests are very important people as discussed. Kindly see they are
Yes,
happy
I'm
and
very much with
comfortable. No, kindly see they are happy and comfortable. Now tell me, First of all, I have two questions for you. Why are they important people for the SR Group? A,
Not just-
why is the SR Group trying to keep them happy? What is the problem of the SR Group that they want to keep Mr. Gadkari comfortable?
And in the previous
no,
email,
one second.
in the previous
they are
email,
not
they
saying
write-
we are friends. No, they are not saying there's a family friend. They are saying they are very important people. Keep them happy and comfortable. Give them a chopper. Give them the yacht.
And in the previous email,
And
he
neither
writes,
do they say
Why do we?
Nitin
Now you tell
Gadkari,
me. Why do you?
neither do they
former
say-
Indian-
they say that they are neighbors.
Indian politicians want to behave like the Aga Khan?
Arnab, I'll ask you a simple question. If you are referring one of your close friend or somebody who is staying close by to you, to me in Ahmedabad, you will say that you don't attend to him. He is a person who will manage on his own. This is simply a normal recommendation. He is a public life functionary of a stature.
I understand.
That's all. I don't think there is any need to be
this is
beyond
First
such
of
a
all,
serious matter
first of all,
in which Parliament
first of all, you should have a personal this thing.
I
Suppose
stay
there is
in
a
Ahmedabad.
politician-
There is no Ahmedabad
Suppose there is a
connection.
politician and suppose the politician says, I'm going to do you a favor. Then the first response that I will have is, I will not take a favor from you.
No, that is a presumption.
If he
Arnab.
says,
That
if he
presumption
says,
doesn't exist here
Arnab,
with
if he
evidence.
says,
No,
if he
Arnab,
says,
this
if he
presumption doesn't exist at this
says, not otherwise.
No, but he is asking him for a favor. He's saying, I want to go to your yacht. And all
See,
of this is being...
look-
Sir, it's all in the
look at
public
what
domain.
that-
Gadkari has
what are called
accepted
double
it.
standards, Arnab, no?
So that is
Arnab,
No,
I'll
what's
give
the
you an
double
ideal
standard?
example.
These are emails.
I'll give you an ideal
These are
example of double
emails.
standards.
Sir, not just this.
These are emails.
Kejriwal can fly in the private jet.
Previous email written by a senior
Kejriwal
official
can
of
travel in
Essar
a
Group.
business class.
To the captain of this
Kejriwal
yacht
can
is
accept
Mr.
money at
Nitin
midnight.
Gadkari.
This is
In
not a
brackets,
crony capitalism.
Former president of the BJP is in Europe. In that email also he is implying that a former dignitary or a member of the BJP is visiting. Please take good care of him because he can be of some interest to us in the future. Please understand, Mr. Gadkari is in a position to influence the decision
That is
makers.
your assumption.
He handles.
That is
he handles
where you are
the
trying to
levers
plant the
of
assumption.
power. He has access to the corridors of power. And lastly, Mr. Vyas,
No.
Absolutely legal
These are all the assumptions you are making. Justify your case.
Gadkari was
Section 9 of the Prevention of Corruption
which was
Act
the main
clearly
opposition party of India. And then after demitting office as president, he has now been elected
No,
as a
should
member
he
of
resign?
parliament. And he's sitting over a pile of 1 lakh crore.
Sir, this is a
Will
this
people-
is a case
will-
under
will
Section
people
9 of the
have
Prevention of
taken
Corruption Act
this?
1988.
No, that is the matter. If he has done anything wrong,
For violation
if he
of
has done
Section
anything
9,
wrong,
Section
let him be
9
hanged.
of the
Don't
Prevention of Corruption Act, it is a gross violation of that section. If you
Without
want a
any
legal
proof,
answer, pick up the Prevention of Corruption Act of
such a frivolous
1988.
There is no
charges
need.
Section 8,
and
There
without
is-
any
there-
proof,
there is-
you are trying to
One second,
pass
one
a
second.
judgment that
What
declaring somebody guilty.
He has accepted it.
Chada, please tell me which section.
Section 9, Section 9 of the Prevention of
You
Corruption
let
Act.
him speak.
And
He said
Mr.
something.
Chadha,
Raghav is saying.
Mr. Chadha, you are yet to explain. You are yet to explain that those receipt of money at
Mr.
midnight.
Raghav and MR Venkatesh on the
That is
screen.
a subject of investigation. Investigation must happen.
Raghav, listen.
And Mr.
Raghav, listen.
Gadkari is
Raghav,
a serial
listen.
offender.
Raghav, listen to me.
Section 9 of the Prevention of
Please
Corruption
tell
Act
me which
1988,
section.
Section
No,
8,
it
Section
doesn't
10,
apply.
Section 11
It
and
doesn't
Section
apply.
13. Section
The-
9 is meant for
No,
the people.
it-
Now I'll
no,
explain
it-
this to you. Section 9 is meant for the
No, I'll
people
tell you.
who are not in office
no,
at
I'll
that
tell you.
point when they are being gratified. Section 9 particularly deals with the people who are not in office at that point when they are being gratified. But they are in a position that they can influence
No,
the
you tell me
people
what is the-
who control the levers of power, who can form a policy,
which
ask
office-
start
which-
questions, ask
exactly.
unstart questions in
That is the
Parliament,
point.
You must
are
remember,
members of the
Mr.
Joint
Venkatesh,
Parliamentary Committee, are members of the Standing
Half a
Council.
dozen
Please,
governments were run by the BJP at that
Please,
time.
So
And Mr.
go
Gadkari
and
happened to be
read
the
Section
president
9.
of the BJP.
Section 9, it's a
Was
fit
he
case
in a
of
position to influence
violation
those
of
decisions
Prevention
or
of
not?
Corruption
So
Act,
the presumption
and it
will
is a
be there.
gross impropriety.
Was he able to pull the
direct
levers?
conflict of
Mr.
interest.
Raghav
Six
Chadha.
BJP states.
No, if I
First,
invite
wash
you
your
to my
clothes
house and give you
clean.
a cup of coffee, that will also
One second,
tantamount to
second,
corruption.
yes.
What is this? No, we are diluting the whole debate on corruption.
The issue
to
is of
make-
No, you asked a legal
Which
question,
office
I'm
has
giving you a legal
influence?
answer.
Which-
On morality,
No,
on
you-
legality.
No, Arnab, but
on
what
every
business
aspect,
Raghav Chadha
your
has got to
leaders
talk
have
about
played-
corruption?
Now, Jaina and Vyas, don't speak all over each other, please. We're running short of time. This is the
Just because
extended
you
news.
repeated it and
Jaina
shouted.
and Vyas.
Mr. Chadha, just because you shout, it doesn't become legal. Just because you
Arnab.
shout, it doesn't become
Sir,
legal.
pick up the
Arnab,
Section 9 of
I have two things to say.
No, this is
I have not
perfectly
drafted
legal.
the legislation, sir.
I have two or three
Mr.
things to say.
Venkatesh, I'm a lawyer. I
Number
can
one.
certify that what Mr. Chadha
Number
has
one,
said is the absolute correct.
if there is
read
anything,
the
any misconduct, anything wrong is done, I think he should be dealt with accordingly. But
No, one
just
second. My
on the
question
frivolous
to you, my
charges,
question to you, my-
just
my-
on the
my question to
assumptions
you,
that
my
something
question
will
to
happen
you,
in future,
my
you
question to
can't
you.
pronounce somebody
No,
guilty.
My question to you, listen to my question.
cannot say
You are
that.
all saying something. If it has to be proven there's some misconduct, the man has accepted it.
And by those standards,
He has accepted it.
Arnab,
No, but he has
Raghav
accepted
Jetta should
one
explain
side.
where he got
There has
this
to be
2
two
crore at
wings.
midnight.
Arnab,
I
there
will
has to be
explain
two
everything
wings.
to you. You
One
first
is
answer
what
what
he
about
has
Mr.
accepted and
Gadkari.
what he
I will
has done.
explain
Please tell
100
me what
crores.
he has
Forget
done.
that. What about
Double,
Mr. Gadkari?
pure double
A person
standards
who
of Aam
is
Aadmi
senior
Party.
He is in a very
No,
senior
no.
union
Please
cabinet.
tell me what he
Raghav
has
should
done.
reply first. Where did he get this 2 crore in the midnight?
The oil industry, the
Mr.
energy
Jainarayan Vyas,
infrastructure,
one second, Mr. Jainarayan Vyas, Mr. Jainarayan Vyas, 1 minute. One second, MR Venkatesh, 1
Stop your
minute.
legal nonsense.
No, you give
No,
me,
please-
you
please don't-
quote, no, hold on.
please don't
Give me a
quote
legal
Prime
provision.
Minister's
Give
name,
me a
Mr.
legal
Venkatesh.
provision.
Learn
Don't get
first,
so
learn
deep.
first how to participate in the debate.
No, you please tell
Learn,
me.
learn first how to participate in the debate.
Where is the quid pro quo?
Times now doesn't deserve your presence here. Arnab, this is the language we don't want to talk to this gentleman.
No, this is hit and scoot model.
This is not the language a gentleman
Will not
speaks.
help us.
No,
This
what
hit and
legal
scoot model
nonsense?
will not help us. This is
What
only trivializing
legal
the fight
nonsense
against
are you talking
corruption.
about?
Please tell me what is the you tell me what is the gain SR has made. Don't be presumptuous. Don't tell me SR should have gained. BJP is in
Section 9.
No, why should I forget? You made the chart. You tell me. No. Section 9 is there. Where is
All
it
those
linked into
sections
Mr.
are
Gadkari?
nonsense.
Don't be acting
Unless you
like a
establish
child.
mens rea, Arnab, unless you establish mens rea, all these sections are
Where is
nonsense.
the question, Benzria? Where is the question of action? You tell me this file. You tell me this file. Gadkari has
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. So 1 second.
I am bringing you back in the same points.
The man accepts
Or this
it.
action of Gadkari.
The man is accepting it, but Mr. Venkatesh, who is holding the
Arnab.
brief for Mr. Gadkari, is not accepting it.
Okay, so 1 second.
Arnab,
Mr.
unless
Vyas,
you
my question.
establish
1 minute,
mens
please.
rea, all these sections has no meaning.
Sir, you know, I'll tell you one thing,
What
please.
more mens rea do you need in this? What more mens rea do you need in this? He has accepted that he has
See,
availed
which
of
is
that
the one you have not
hospitality.
established
He has
any
travelled
gain.
You
on a
established.
luxury
Why have you gone to straight away lodge the FIR?
What more does he
Straight
need?
away
What
go
more
to the
mens rea
police
is
station
this?
and launch the
I'll
FIR.
give you more evidence.
If you are so confident,
Why
if
I
you
will
are
tell
so
you, Mr.
confident,
Kalapa,
go to the police station and
because
launch the
Mr.
FIR. Why have you preferred
Exactly.
PIL?
Sir, this
Why
is
have you preferred
exactly
PIL?
what the Congress said when we raised the question of Kalmadi. This is how Congress used to speak.
Cultivating ministers, cultivating.
This is how the Congress used to speak. My question
No.
tonight is simply this.
No,
1 second. Hold on, gentlemen. Calm down. Calm down, gentlemen. This government came to power saying that we have a Aam Aadmi image. Our prime ministerial candidate comes from, very humble origins. He's worked his way up in life and we are a meritocracy. Now, I am telling you, Mr. Jainarayan Vyas, it is at your risk. You can say today, it is at your risk. You can say today, he will not resign. A minister who has taken this kind of favor from a company with deep interest in infrastructure will continue to be your India's infrastructure minister for a long time. Do what you want. We don't give a damn. He will remain a minister. We will brazen it out with you, and Gadkari can take, if required, when he's back in the opposition, which if may happen. If Gadkari go and take one more luxury yacht, tomorrow he can take a plane. Tomorrow somebody can give him an entire a fleet out there. He can go enjoy himself, and these are the standards of public life. My only question to you, Mr. Please think, sir, I'll put a picture of that yacht on the screen. And Mr. Jainarayan Vyas, my last question on this debate tonight is this. What will the BJP set as the standards of propriety in Indian public life? If a politician, a minister of your cabinet has accepted favors of this kind from a top industrial house which is in a scam
And has deep business
and has
interest in
deep
every ministry
and
possible.
your response is forget it. Basically what you're saying, forget it, move on. You're not even saying sorry. The Prime Minister isn't even asking for an explanation. I really don't know, Mr. Vyas, if you think you're on the right track.
Reply?
Yeah, you need to convince yourself.
No.
You see?
Arnab, I am convinced. I am convinced about one thing very clearly, that if somebody has done something wrong, he should be accordingly dealt with. But before you establish that guilt, You have got no business to sit over the judgment.
But he
pass
has
the
made a
judgment,
confession.
And then
it's a
pronounce
question of
somebody guilty
propriety,
before
propriety,
even
propriety,
the trial is done.
decency, civility, sense of honor, accountability. These were the things you spoke about
I am
before you
answering you
came to
propriety
power.
now. The propriety calls for Arnab Goswami. Propriety calls for moral. If you are talking about Prashant Bhushan not to come on your show and then canvass what he was trying to convert the public opinion. His matter is sub judice. He is a lawyer. He is a party to that. What propriety we are talking about?
I'm wrapping up the debate tonight. The question is out for everyone in the public domain. Should Gadkari take some
And Raghav Chadda has no business to talk
Mr.
on this.
Gadkari as well.
What propriety we are talking about?
Case of conflict of interest, impropriety, and also legality, where Mr. Gadkari, his conduct has faltered. It's the Prevention of Corruption Act violation. And had there been a conflict of interest legislation in India,
like
which it should be, and I hope your government
like
passes,
what you did when you accepted
gross
money at
violation.
midnight.
That
gives you full
it is corrupt
Raghav
politics
Chadda, like what you
that
did
make
when you
the other
accepted money
5%
at
look bad.
Please
And
spare
let
us.
me say this.
Please spare us,
There is
because
a
there is
dirty
no
nexus
quid pro
between the
quo
political
established.
executive, the permanent
Yes, I
executive,
agree on all
the
these
media
things.
persons, and few corporates.
Please,
we
please.
need to treat this disease. This disease otherwise would eat this country away.
I thank you all for joining me on this.
Be tackled.
Raghav,
Mr.
first
Vyas,
to come in.
if Achedin has to come, then Achedin has to have good neighbors like Mr. Ruya for all Indians and not just for Mr. Gadkari.
Okay, I thank you all for joining me on debate number 3 on the Newshour tonight.